Chapter 9 The Red Sea. Ceylon, sharks, and pearls were only a memory as the Nautilus moved on. The ship was sailing west across the Arabian Sea. Ned took a look at the map. "We are headed right into the Red Sea," exclaimed Ned. "It is a dead end." Ned and the professor were beginning to get nervous. They had been prisoners on the ship for so many months. Heading into the Red Sea would give them no chance to escape. Gone were their means of getting off the vessel. The two men could not understand what purpose Captain Nemo had in mind when he sailed into the Red Sea. Whatever purpose the captain had, they were soon to find out. The passengers of the Nautilus were about to see and experience things that would stay in their minds forever. The Red Sea was a playground for rare fish and creatures of the ocean deep. The plants were more colorful than the men had ever seen before. They passed through forests of coral along the way. Captain Nemo wished to avoid the Suez Canal. He had found a way to get to the Mediterranean Sea by way of an underground tunnel. Captain Nemo was no stranger to the oceans and seas of the world. Each ocean became a playground for his submarine. While Ned and Professor Aronnax were nervous about going through the tunnel, Captain Nemo was not nervous at all. There was great excitement when the ship was nearing the tunnel. The ship was moving at great speed. Professor Aronnax watched closely as Captain Nemo guided the Nautilus through the tunnel. The captain was no stranger to steering his vessel through a narrow passage. The ship surfaced. An excited Professor Aronnax ran up to the platform of the ship. He was now looking at the Mediterranean. Ned met the professor on deck. "We have to talk," said Ned. Professor Aronnax knew what Ned wanted to talk about. Ned wanted to escape. The professor wanted his freedom also. However, this voyage had been the biggest thrill of his life. The professor knew that he would never again see the sights he had seen from the windows of the Nautilus. He would almost be sorry to have to leave the ship. It had become his home for so many long months. Even Ned had to admit that he enjoyed his experiences on the Nautilus. The voyage, however, could not go on forever. It was time to leave. The two men planned their escape. They both had to admit it would not be an easy one. Captain Nemo did not let the Nautilus get too close to shore, but they would find a way. As the days passed, getting close to shore did not seem possible. The Nautilus was underwater more than it was on the surface. It traveled at great speed. The passengers on the ship did not see as much of the shores of the Mediterranean as they would have liked to. No one knew what Captain Nemo was up to. Professor Aronnax was watching out the side panels of the ship. As he watched schools of fish go by, he spotted a diver. Captain Nemo waved to the diver. The diver waved back. "That's Nicholas," said the captain. "He is known as the Fish. He is well known in the Greek islands. He is a good friend of mine." Professor Aronnax heard a noise behind him. As he turned, he saw Captain Nemo move to a large chest. As the captain opened it, the professor saw that it was filled with gold. There had to be at least $1 million inside the chest. 4 of the crewmen came. They removed the chest to another place. Captain Nemo looked at the professor and said goodnight. The professor was left standing alone to wonder. The days that followed were underwater. There was not the beauty of underwater life the professor had wanted to see. Instead, there were shipwrecks all over the ocean floor. Within days, the Nautilus left the Mediterranean Sea and headed into the Atlantic Ocean. Any chance of escape for the professor and Ned seemed impossible now. Days later found the Nautilus in Virgo Bay along the coast of Spain. There they found a sunken ship. The crew put on their diving suits. They looked around the ship. They found many treasures on it. The men brought the treasures they found aboard the Nautilus. On seeing this, the professor looked at Captain Nemo. He was just about to question the captain Captain Nemo broke his silence. Professor Aronnax, I have picked up treasures left on the ocean floor from all over the world. I have used the money to help poor people all over the world. With that, the captain stopped talking and walked away. The professor, now more than ever, believed Captain Nemo to be mad. How could he sink so many ships? How could he kill so many people and then talk about helping the needy? What terrible thing in the past caused him to become such a monster?